All right, we're back
so
to Squid Junction. Winner semis, Crush Soda, going up against Robbe and the Tomodachi. What do you think of the comp so far?
So Crush Soda playing the lamest, most predictable comp, and then Robbe and Tomodachi playing Dually Squelchers, and otherwise the lamest and most predictable comp. So just about what we, would come to expect at top level, because they do not care about entertaining you, they care about winning games, and that is important. And I think that's a part of competitive integrity people don't care about enough. So we've got an opening 3 picks here coming down. This is, oh shoot, I've got the colors. Okay, Crush Soda's in purple. Okay, so they're grape soda. Gotta keep that in mind.
Well, I like that idea. We can change the type of soda they are based on what color they are. I like it.
Yeah, flavor's important. So we got 2 specials online for both teams. Should be seeing some fireworks here soon. A crab goes off on the right-hand side, and Kyo is down. They're going to start moving on to the zone.
Yeah, 2 go down. The Booyah Bomb's being pressured here. The other Booyah Bomb goes off. Gonna delay it, and yeah, I guess that ends up working out. Sure, just don't throw the Booyah Bomb sometimes. I guess it works out.
Yeah, it was weird. It felt like they just backed off awkwardly, Robbe and Tomodachi, when they had 2 down, and they just didn't go for zone, and so they got it pretty late, and then Crush Soda immediately recapped. I don't know what the, maybe it was a call that drew their attention somewhere mistakenly, but they lost a lot of momentum from that, and Crush Soda was able to swoop back in and retake it. Back in control now, though. Robbe and Tomodachi contesting this right plat. They do get 1. Joe is on the warpath over there, but does end up going down. Great kiting.
Yeah, really nice bait from the Squelcher. That's what this weapon's so good at. Like, most mid-range weapons cannot go in and then run away and be like, haha, you picked the wrong fight, now you die. This thing can. It's very, very mobile. And on top of that, we don't see it too much either. A lot of people lack the matchup experience because really, to make Squelcher work, it's a good weapon, but it's one of the hardest things to use in the game, especially at this level. So we only see dedicated players like Jared, who have been a dually specialist for years, playing it at this kind of environment. It's awesome to see it here.
Right, this is what comes of someone having played that weapon in Splatoon 2, from when it was in a prior meta. That kind of experience can definitely matter later on, if the patches change and everything, even if it goes out of the meta. So, getting a lot of value out of that here. Crab in a great spot to stop this push from the left here. Going to buy them a little bit of time and probably score them at least a few points, but no picks going down. Oh, pick goes down on the right-hand side, but not for Robbe and Tomodachi. Crush Soda getting in there with 2 specials now, and this should be enough to recap.
Yeah, the Zipcaster goes down, though, at least going to give them a little bit of a chance. Oh, the Machine Direct, but they pop the Booyah Bomb to be safe. Luckily, the Booyah is going to combo with the Machine just fine. Here comes a Sword Jump. Manages to get a Direct on it, and it hits another Direct just to get the pick on the Sword. Very nice Machine play there. Just, sometimes they just walk into the Directs. It happens. Sometimes the best place to aim is to just be ready for them to walk right into it. Kind of anticipate that. That can be a great way to get
If the machine doesn't combo with something, I mean, what are they even doing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that crab is definitely getting a kill. You cannot get ambushed by a crab on this map, or you will just die. And there we go, 2 kills.
People who have just died.
Ooh, but the defending crab's able to pick off the Booyah and just kind of ball form away there to at least get an early kill onto the machine. And we're going to need to see another pick coming out. It's probably going to be the Stamper trying to go for something with Zipcaster. Ooh, they're dropping into a lot of bombs here. Trying to get a kill, though, able to at least trade. That can be very good for them. Wave Breaker from Jared going to be used to try to get a bit of pressure to recap. Wave is actually very awkward to use on this map. The best place to put it to hit the both stacks is actually the balloon. And if you put it under the zone, it doesn't reach. And so it's actually quite awkward to get Wave actually hitting a lot of relevant locations on this map that you might think for its size. So something to keep in mind. And there goes another Zipcaster cancel. Splash is so good at being able to pick someone through their Zipcaster with that high fire rate.
Crush Soda going to make it as difficult as possible as they back up, but it should probably go over to Robbe and Tomodachi, and it does. Buying a little bit of time, though, is Crush Soda. That was not a long time they had to score. No shot they're going to get through the penalty until they fight again. So Robbe and Tomodachi still have work to do to be able to take this back. They're going to try and do that work with these 2 specials, but one is already down. Can they continue to push forward? Even though that one is down, Kyo goes down. So, oh, and they get another one. Great resilience from the team. I think those specials coming and helping them a bit, and they do finally cap with 30 seconds on the board. One more chance probably for Crush Soda. Maybe a second one if they're fast, but right now it's looking like it's in Robbe and Tomodachi's favor.
Ooh, that kill is crucial. The penalty is actually so low here, you gotta be careful. Jared goes down. This crab tank has to come up big, but it looks like it should clear the cap. clear the stack. They need to just secure the zone nice, get a penalty on the board, put the pressure on them, get a machine to be safe, and at this point, they should be able to hold quite nicely, get a lot of kills there, and that is the secure hold for Robbe and the Tomodachi, getting them the first game win. And we saw a lot of the Squelcher play, especially, this is a hard Squelcher map, because the thing you have to keep in mind is Squelcher's kill time is very, very low. Even something like a machine that it tries to approach on has to be careful, and the machine can outkill them. A lot of other weapons are able to kind of kill a machine faster here. You have to play around the mobility so well, get in, get 2 or 3 hits, get out if you can't get the kill, and just stay alive and keep poking people. It's a very difficult play style to get used to, especially on a map where it's difficult to play to your mid-range like that. But Jared definitely did it really well, and Robbe and the Tomodachi able to get a nice early game victory.
Yeah, that map is not phenomenal for line-of-sight weapons. There's a lot of walls that get up in your face. There are only so many places where you're going to have a clear line of sight at someone, especially at that mid-range. And so finding the right positions to be in so that they're not just going to get jumped on, so that they're not going to get hit over the side of a wall by a slosher shot or something. Not even having really that much of a way to poke, unlike the splash, which can at least chuck a burst bomb at an arc. It's definitely not an easy thing to do, and very impressive that they were able to find success doing it.
Yeah, for sure. And we're opening up on a very, very open map. This is, in my opinion, best map in the game. I'll say it, best map in the game. Clan Blitz Museum. 3 different ways to approach onto the enemy plat, the middle, left, and right side. A lot of defensive locations, a lot of offensive locations. Leans a bit more to the aggressive side's favor, but there's a lot of different options and ways you can approach this map. We can see the Squelcher going on the flank, or the Sword taking advantage of the flank. A lot of different opportunities for strategy on this map, a lot of different things that can work.
Lots of different places to defend from, and lots of different ways to counter those different places if you get in far enough. Just a pretty well-balanced map all the way forward, so let's see what they decide to bring to it. They've got a brush this time, an Ink Brush Nouveau, coming out from Robbe and Tomodachi.
Yeah, that's a stamp? Then... Okay.
Yep. And then a very similar comp from Crush Soda, except Kyo going on to the Tacticooler Tri-Slosher here. So giving that a try. We know Kyo was a Tri-Slosher player for a long time in Splatoon 2 and has those chops. Interesting to see what they're going to be able to do with that Tacticooler as a team. Right now, some skirmishes going on in mid, but no clear control just yet. Some picks going out. The Crab Tank almost catching this rush out. So much crossfire. Can they get away? They're stalling for so much time, though, because everyone's trying to focus on them, and that'll give the team at least a little bit of time to regroup before the push is able to come in. So maybe mission accomplished anyway for the Brush, even though it ends up going down cleanly.
Yeah, and Tri here is very interesting. It's definitely a good weapon that could work here. And here we go. And this is why Tri can just absolutely stagger. Look at that. Throwing the cooler to get a mini shield and a second fizzy. More than getting the actual buff there. And here comes the stamp throw. Unfortunately, doesn't hit. That is a classic stamp moment. And push gets stopped fairly early, though, honestly. Like, that's a double kill. And nothing really happened from it other than a single power climb score. Not really what you want to see. Defensive crabs being used incredibly early from Jared here. Just trying to make sure that, or sorry, from Crush Soda here to get Jared, excuse me there, able to get a nice opening pick. And we see the stamp coming out and immediately goes down.
Crush Soda going to be moving up, trying to make another attempt at the basket here. We saw Kyo popping off earlier on the Tri-Slosher, but not a lot of follow-up able to come through. This time, let's see if they're able to get more of that assistance forward to help. Kyo is down, though. It's a one-for-one trade. They're just scuffling in mid, and nothing too significant is happening out of that. They're not able to get any momentum either way. Rush is coming in for the flank, but it is out of range and has to just run straight back. No way to poke at that or do anything about it. You gotta just run away from that sloshing machine. Oh, but they run back in and they get 2. They get 3rd here as well. It looked like there was someone around the corner, but nope. Never mind.
Oh, yeah, there is. Kyo is still hiding behind them, but the ambush fails and they're just gonna jump out, you know? Don't want to get picked off and die there. Just like, okay, didn't work out. Go there. Are they doing?
Kyo fooled me too.
Oh, they are doing it. Yeah, we're going to be backing off here. 2 scores from Crush Soda, but, I mean, not really major scores here. And it shouldn't be too hard to get a more impactful score, though. If I have to be honest, this one looks like it might just be 1 power climb as well, because with the Booyah Bomb, I don't think they're going to be able to score. No, Robbe going to run in and just go for a few points. The Crab going to find 2, but can anyone score to get it to the lead? Yes, Jared going to come in here, get a pick. The Cooler going to opt as a little bit of mini shielding for Thunder to be able to find that kill. And still, though, bit better than the other two pushes, but not by much. Was there a power clam that missed? I think there was a power clam throw. I see. Yep, someone jumped in and threw a power clam from spawn. I don't think it made it into the basket. That would have been a way more devastating push if that was to 45, but unfortunately, that's going to be pretty bad for them now.
Yeah, just one power clam is all it takes to undo all of the advantage they gained from that push. So, and since they gave them that power clam with the pity, you know, and it just goes in there, it's not what you were looking for. 13 points remaining, and it's a 3v1 situation. You'd have to think that this is a potential knockout right here. Only one clam needed, but they don't have that clam yet. Can it get stopped? Bunch of trading happens. Do they have that clam? It does go in, and that will be the game.
That was an interesting game. I'm still not sure why the stamp brush was picked. I'm not a brush player, so I'm not. There probably was a reason. I didn't see it. A lot of pushes that just weren't too much. Missed power clam throw. I don't know. Felt very all over the place. Didn't feel like it was too much like strat overall. It felt like there was just a lot of brawly fights that created very small openings, and those openings were not able to be converted into large pushes until the very end with the double crab, especially getting the second one on the spinner. Yo, me and Dad gaming thing for the 100 bits.
That Inkbrush Nouveau pick is one of those things where, as a commentator, I am like, I will reserve my judgment. And then when the then when it works, you're like, oh my goodness, what a revolutionary, innovative pick. And then when they lose, you're like, yeah, I don't know why they did that. And I'm in I don't know why they did that mode right now. Maybe the idea was that there are more narrow corridors on plat, and so they're trying to hammer through the plat to get to the basket, and that's the idea. You know, it does control hallways better than, you know, a lot of specials do. It can be a threat in that way. Just the lack of poking power there. We saw it having to run all the way away from the machine before they re-engaged on it or anything. It just feels like it makes it a lot more difficult to get in, and then something like a whale would also have controlled those corridors pretty well. So, I don't know. I'm no top level brush player here. I'm just looking at it like, not sure about that. But regardless, you know, the game is not going to go to one team or another just as the result of one weapon choice. Crush Soda, of course, you know, playing pretty darn well, getting that Tri-Slosher into places where it was going to be pretty difficult to deal with. And so they're able to pull the KO out after getting control of that basket area and not being able to clear Kyo out of it.
Was that drift? Yes. My controller's been randomly drifting now. Unplugging and replugging it fixes it, but... Or sorry, plugging and unplugging it fixes it, but... Yeah, unfortunately it's starting to die. Anyway!
No one is immune.
We're seeing the switch off. The Dually Squelcher gets put away for the Splatter Shot. We have been seeing more of that weapon lately for sure since its recent Trizooka buff, allowing it a one-shot crab with Object Shredder, and there's the Object Shredder. On top of that, we're seeing an E-Leader come out from Wave, and not going to be going for the usual positioning on the 10th, the very defensive, very safe, don't want to get sniped by a crab position. Instead, going for the more aggressive ones, wants to be able to shoot a little bit further into the enemy side. But so far, not able to really do too much of the other team so far, and that Zuka's going to be finding a very nice opening for Jared there, and they're able to set up nicely onto this side of the map. Just have to be a little cautious with the E-Leader. Oh, the machine's actually going to drop in for this kill. It's a trade there, not sure if that's worth it. But the Splashier is going to be able to get a Crab tank, and this is where it gets scary. Crab is very, very strong on this map, and being able to get them defensively to hold zone, especially in spots like this where you'll both wall out the other team and paint the zone at the same time, it's so scary.
Yeah, E-Leader on this map, you know, given that you're fighting against, at longest range, a Splatter Shot, they're going to feel a little bit more comfortable than against other comps moving forward and trying to take more aggressive positions just to get those sneaky sight lines, because they outrange everything in the game 3 times over. It's not that much of a concern until a Crab Tank is out on the map, and so they're just going to have to keep track of that. But for the time being, they have not been able to keep the zone for very long. They're making a push now, but enemy team in their own court and trying to make a push on it. Brush does not get anything there, going in for a trade. So this might be a longer hold here that Crush Soda is going to be able to make some good use of. It's going to be close whether they're able to get lead at this point. One more good fight and they will absolutely have it and be in risk of KOing. But right now the specials are coming out. Let's see what Robbe and Tomodachi have to do about it.
Yeah, we see a lot of specials, and you can see that the teams are opting to just use their specials one by one. Since it's such a limited area, the power is so strong that you don't really need to stack them, so it's best to stagger and try to slowly gain space. But Crush Soda just, you know, playing very patiently. Not a lot of space was taken with the specials by Robbe and the Tomodachi, and that's the thing you have to be careful with. You can't just use them and still hang back. You have to slowly push ahead, get your Crab and Zuka in the zone aggressively, and if you don't get there, you're going to be kind of locked out, and now they're going to need to go for a last-second cap. The Brush is very good at that, but I don't know if it's going to be enough here, as this flank's going to secure it, and that's the game. And yeah, Hagglefish Zones is such a tricky map. It's very easy to overextend, you're very dependent on special weapons, and honestly, it only takes one little thing to go wrong, and that can just be the game.
Yeah, and given that they have the, you know, longer ranged weapon, the E-Leader, this, you know, defensive anchor, it's going to be, you know, maybe a little bit more difficult to take space with a comp like that, but once they get control, they hold it better because they have that range, because those weapons are so strong on defense. And so giving up the zone there, you know, you look at that and you look at the score line and you're like, okay, they got down to what, 23 or something it was? I'm still scared for them because they have to push in against this E-Leader here, which means that they have very limited opportunities to peek, and the, you know, Crush Soda is going to know that and is going to exploit the angles they're trying to take. That limits their options, and so Crush Soda knows where they're going to try and push, and they were able to shut all of those angles down before any trades were able to come out and any ground was able to be taken. So, well played there on the part of Crush Soda. Good use of their comp to be able to overcome the aggressive frontline pressure from Robbe and Tomodachi.
Ooh, we got some interesting matches in the loser bracket to look out for the time being. We have Seafoam fighting Bet right now. Nightmare taking out Raindrops, who we've heard of earlier, to secure their way all the way into losers round 7. Pretty insane. E-Leader Haters did get taken out by Bet 2-1. And for the most part, we're still waiting for a few other matches there. But it looks like if Seafoam and Bet are able to play their set, whoever wins is going to be fighting Nightmare. And on the other side of the bracket, we still have Ascension and New Meta waiting for their matches, which are going to take a little bit here. On the other side of winners, the one we're waiting for that will be playing right after this, by the way, is going to be Fiesta versus Graveyard Shift. Yes, I know, I put the score wrong. Oops. Okay. Yeah, Crush Soda has 12 points. They won 12-2. This is a best of 13. Anyway.
So we're playing on the only Eel Tail map, so that's neat.
Yeah, they removed the other ones in the update. I mean, some of them didn't exist anyway, but then they decided to remove them. It was really weird. Like, when they did the map changes, they decided to, like, get rid of some of the old eel tails. It's really weird. But at least this one is marginally improved because there's a ramp, guys. There's a ramp now. Are the signs even here in this one? Yes,
I don't remember.
Okay. Oh, wait, actually, I don't think they are. Where's the signs, man? Wait, is that a Squiffer? Who is playing Squiffer? Is that...
Wave on Squiffer? No, wait, the other side.
Bond? Oh, it's
Bond
Takabon. Okay. Oh, Bond Machine is Takabon. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, Takabon, for those who don't know, the best Squiffer in Japan for a while. This is a weapon they know very, very well. They don't play it all the time just because, you know, spotting the meta the game's in. But if occasionally we do see it, especially on tower control, but in this case we're going to see it for Eel Tail. And that's going to be really, really interesting there. Wave not going to stick with the charge on this map. I'm kind of surprised here. But I do think Crush Soda kind of prefers to have that more aggressive style of play at times. They don't want to be too defensive, too slow. And so they probably prefer this a little bit more. Here comes the Booyah Bomb from Wave, going to be putting some pressure here. And Eel Tail is just all about taking control of the bridge. It's a prime crab spot. It's a prime special spot in general. And clearing it is very, very important.
Yeah, you know, maybe some more casual viewers might be wondering, wait, the Rainmaker's right there. Why is no one picking up? Because nobody's down yet, and they have not seen the crabs yet. And so they know if they're going to pick it up, they're going to die.
Yeah, and
so
also is
they need to get that all cleared out.
It's going to just give the other team some special advantage, too. It's going to prevent you from using one of your own specials, especially on a map like this where it's this difficult to move through bait. You really want to make sure you have a solid opening. And ooh, the crab going to challenge and break the other one. That crab was popped in response. But that's the thing. Being the first person to shoot the other crab, especially with a full charge, is really, really important. So sometimes you can take that initiative. And that proved to be really, really useful for them. And oh, the splash almost completely lasers this guy up here. But it will still be enough damage to ward them away, get that tricky checkpoint. just over with for now, and here we go. The Tacticooler here is going to be super useful in the push because you have to go through that glass. It's uninkable. The run speed's very, very useful there. And so they probably want to have it first, but I don't think they'll be able to. They're going to just run. And ooh, I think they should have gone around the other way. That's where the Crab and their teammates were. It might have been more points, but still, definitely good enough to get a push started. And they can try to hold things down. There's the quick super jump, except the Squiffer is going to tap shot the try anyway. Because Takobon is just that good.
It also felt like Kyo might have been looking at ground a little bit, but you can see the attempt.
You can see an instant teleporting Tri-Slosher with 3.9 QSJ and reactive. That's crazy. Anyway, it has the bubble ready. Probably going to have to pop it here just to try to stall out control of the bridge. They really want to hold it so it doesn't get immediately wrecked by a Crab. So that's kind of the hard part. There we go. Crabs are gone, and now we see the bubble. We see the aggro Squiffer angles, and the Rainmaker is just running all the way over, just getting behind them. Get out of the way as far as you can. And we're slowly starting to see Robbe and Tomodachi pushing up here. The point sensor coming out, being sure to check a few of the areas. Make sure no one's being too sneaky. Only very few ways to actually enter in this map. So it's very easy to use sensors to kind of wall out and check all of them quickly. But that Fizzy Bomb going to be bouncing off of the back part of that wall there. Going to be quite useful there. And that's a lot of people down. It's just the Rainmaker. They do not want to die up here. You definitely wanted to drop it off, because now they're going to be able to grab it and just run it forward right away. And they're going to have the cooler, which means they're going to have the run speed to go across the grading.
I'm looking at the comp, and I'm not sure that Robbe and Tomodachi has the pushing power right now. They just haven't broken through. They have the double Crab, and they're both going to sit back and play as anchors there. And then they've got the Squiffer, which is going to have to play relatively conservatively. And then a Machine versus Kyo's Tri-Slosher. That's a different amount of aggression right there. I feel like they're just having trouble getting through mid in the first place. They haven't broken through the armor of Crushed Soda right now. They're going to have to do that pretty soon. They need some clutch picks out of Takobon or something, because they're just not getting the players removed when they need to.
Yeah, but there's a thing to be careful. Lead at 19, not that safe. Not on this map. Getting the bridge is everything. It's very easy to hold for a very long time on the bridge, especially with the specials that they have ready. Nice bubble to keep them alive. They're not going to be able to pop that Crab tank. They're going to have to back off. Unfortunately, the try goes in, and the Rainmaker is just in a corner. I'm not sure how it got there. Because you really want to play to try to get control of the bridge, and they've been struggling to really get set up and get that map control.
Yeah, it looks like someone just kind of walked right up to the Rainmaker there without actually getting contested. So a little bit of a mistake there maybe on the offensive side. But at this point, it's kind of do or die. Rainmaker is there in mid. They're going to have probably one more chance, and that's it, to be able to get this done. And with trades going down, it's just going to be tough because spawns are going to be staggered. You're not going to be able to regroup. And that is 3 down. A complete wipe, actually, in favor of Crushed Soda.
Oh, they're getting a picture. Here we go. Here we go.
And the other team is just running and jumping
yeah,
around,
they know. There it is.
They're like, all right, that's the game right there. Just a long enough map, no way you're going to get into mid to get to the Rainmaker in time. And, I mean, if you do get there in time, you're going to run into the drip pick, the deadly drip pick. A drip pick consisting of some of the most, accomplished Splatoon players on the planet who can definitely still kill you.